disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976, allowance is made for fair use purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. Fair use as a use permitted it by the copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing.
Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. I am Afro. Please do me a favor as you enter the room and hit the thumbs up button for me. I really appreciate it. Today's video we're going to talk about the problem with toilet paper. Yes, I said toilet paper. What is the problem with toilet paper? I don't know, but we're about to find out. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
The average American uses 141 rolls of toilet paper a year, which seems like a lot. But if you look to other cultures or to history, you'll see a lot of other ways to deal with your doo-doo. But in a lot of Western society, we have been told that this idea of toilet paper is our only option, and that is on purpose. Today's video is brought to you by our Patreon supporters who make this channel possible. Over on Patreon, we have exclusive content as well as some behind the scenes access to how we make these videos. So if you want to support what we're doing, get some extra content and be a part of this community, go and check that out. Toilet paper was a necessary invention in the sense that we need to clean ourselves after a movement for sanitary reasons, but it is not the oldest or the best option that we have at our disposal. Now, before we get into the Charmin Ultra Triple Ply scented toilet paper experience of the 21st century, we need to talk about some of the more DIY options that came before it. Now, of the weird things that we've used to wipe our butt in the past, some of my favorites are moss, which seems lovely, bamboo spatulas, which has the handy handle aspect to it, and something called pasoi, which are pieces of ceramic with the names of our enemies scribed upon them. Obviously,
I haven't heard of any of this stuff that he just mentioned. I've never heard of it. I don't know if y'all have, but I haven't. Anyway, back to the video.
Obviously, corn cobs had a moment back there for a while, and apparently people used to enjoy stocking their outhouses with Sears catalogs before they started making them glossy paper, that is. Now, paper as a cleansing, cleaning tool originated in medieval China in the 6th century. But by the 14th century, they were manufacturing toilet paper. But it wasn't until the Western world picked up on this in the mid-1800s and did what the West does best, which was immediately start doing mass production of this stuff. Now, you might see where this is going, but if you want to understand how toilet paper became the default ass cleaning solution that we have today, you have to understand some basics of business and human insecurity. Now, paper that you use to wipe your butt is normal today, but you have to remember that there were a lot of other options and that this was not the norm. Washing with water is the oldest and most effective way to clean your butt, and as we mentioned, there are a few other materials out there that one could use, like the cob. So toilet paper companies in the beginning had to convince people that this was necessary, and they did some sketchy and not very nice things to do it. Now, if
Okay, so water cleans your butt. So you just spray water on your butt. But if you spray water on your butt, then how you going to get your butt dry? What you going to use to get your butt dry? You're going to be walking around with a wet ass, literally. Yeah, that don't sound right to me, but okay. Back to the video.
If you've watched our Manscaped video or our deodorant video, you might start to hear some similar themes here. As we've seen with a lot of personal hygiene products, toilet paper convinced us that there was something gross about our bodies that we needed to fix or at least hide. Now, I know this is gonna be hard to grasp, but the whole idea that poo and pee and bathroom stuff is just like gross and icky and you shouldn't talk about it with anybody, that is actually an idea created by clever marketing and then reinforced by social expectations. Poop has not always been taboo. Believe it or not, communal latrines used to be pretty common. And if there's anything that this ancient communal sponge on a stick says about human history, it's that pooping and cleaning up after it used to be, in fact, very much a dinner table conversation. I'm saying that, it doesn't have to be gross, but there are parts of it that I still feel, like a sponge on a stick just doesn't rub me the right way. I shouldn't say that. However, in 1950s America, the first toilet paper as we know it today was made and sold. This was known and presented as medical paper for the water closet. Now that sounds kind of sterile, and that was the point, because this was a new category of product and there was some social hurdles to overcome in order to get people to buy it. They were first presented in this medical context on purpose. Now, you might have seen this tactic noticed in some of our other videos, like our episode about energy drinks, which started in the pharmacy aisle. The idea being that people are more likely to buy a novel product and spend more money on something if they believe that it's going to be better for their health and well-being. Now, the first rolls in the US sold for 50 cents, which by today's standards is almost 20 bucks a roll. And they had to be very specific about how they marketed this product. You couldn't exactly show the product in use, right? And people have been pooping since the literal dawn of time and never had to use this stuff before, so the medicated butt napkin salesman had to invent the problem before they could sell the solution. Early TP ads really leaned into the medical product thing, right? This of course makes sense because sanitary bathroom situations are actually very important for human societies. Diseases spread easily in nasty situations. That's just how it is. But looking at these ads, it makes you think that the people might have been a little more hesitant at first than you might think. They realized pretty quickly that toilet paper isn't actually that great for your body. We're talking about tissue illness, discomfort, and abrasion caused by scratchy paper, and even fears about the chemicals that might be in the rolls. But we're gonna fast forward a little bit here to skip through all of the social growing and adapting and whatnot that happens, because by the time we get to the 1930s, the cultural shift is complete. At this point, toilet paper wasn't just medically beneficial, it was a moral imperative. It represented good old American values. It needed to be soft for your booty hole, but it also needed to be strong and pure. To be a good mother, you had to have good TP. And this is a common marketing maneuver you've probably seen before as well. A product is invented and promoted for health reasons and then slowly becomes a social norm that needs to be maintained. With toilet paper, it's preying on the vulnerability of children and pressures of femininity to sell a product. Very rarely do men appear in old toilet paper ads at all, presumably because that would make them seem weak or something like that. It sounds crazy, honestly, but apparently today there are still a lot of men who have issues wiping their butts.
Well, with that part, I find that part to be true because I've seen some things, right? Grown men, right? Teenagers, grown men with, what would you call it? Dookie tracks, or tracks, or stains, or just plain nasty, in their underwear, and you see this a lot when the guys today be wearing their pants all the way up underneath their butt. You see a lot of dirty underwear, and that explains the smell that you smell when people get up out of their chair, and they be having like this this not so pleasant smell. It's like it stays there. When they get up, it stays there, and yeah, I find that to be true. A lot of men, they don't wipe their butt correctly. Either they don't wipe their butt or they don't do it correctly. Either way, it's nasty. Y'all so busy talking about women. Yeah, y'all need to get y'all shit together too. I'm just saying, your butt stink. Back to the video.
Which I didn't know. I didn't know that. So if you're one of those dudes who doesn't have the ability to self-wipe, as they say, I'm just gonna give you a little rundown. So what you wanna do is you wanna take your index or your middle finger, whichever one is longer, and you wanna just put it on back. Now, just for a minute, I want to put yourself in the POV of a toilet paper business owner, okay? Because this business model is perfect. Because people will always need toilet paper. And for the most part, it's a product that you buy without even thinking, right? There is a saying from a Harvard Business School professor, Gerald Zaltman, that says 95% of purchase decisions take place in the subconscious mind. So combine that with the fact that buying toilet paper is awkward and you don't want to spend more time in the aisle than you absolutely have to, and you can see how once you find a brand that you don't hate, you're probably just gonna go back and keep buying the same one. The marketing around toilet paper today is all about that civilized lifestyle. It's cozy, it's soft, it has at least 2 plies, and you use it in the comfort of your upper middle class home. Very importantly, it's white. Now believe it or not, this may come as a shock to many of you watching this video. Toilet paper does not come off the trees perfectly white and square. We're gonna get into that later too. All the toilet paper that you can buy today that has that perfect crisp white color to it that we associate with toilet paper is there because it has been bleached. And that bleaching also makes it soft. Now, if you're worried about rubbing bleach on your private parts, I don't blame you. Until recently though, toilet paper was bleached in a super toxic way, like war poison level toxic. But this was discovered in the 80s, and by the time my baby bum was just being wiped for the first couple times, almost all toilet paper bleaching in North America had switched over to safer, chlorine-free processes. So you don't have to worry about any of that. That being said though, there are some other chemicals to worry about. A recent study found that every single popular toilet paper brand worldwide tested positive for something that is this. It's these words, also known as PFAS or forever chemicals, because they last a really long time before they break down. And we have been seeing these in a lot of consumer products nowadays, and it's becoming a little worrisome, a little stressful that we're finding forever cancer-causing chemicals in everything that we buy. And we've talked about this and shared stuff on our Reddit and on our Patreon and whatnot. So if you are concerned about those things, we talk about those things too. PFAS are basically a manufacturing byproduct that happens to be super bad for you. They're linked to cancer, fetal complications, liver disease, kidney disease, autoimmune disorders, testicular dysfunction. Now, I don't want to be this person, believe me, but if we were just saying, man, isn't it crazy that we were wiping our asses with that about chlorine back in the 80s? Now, what will we be saying 5 years from now? All right, but let's rewind a little bit.
Yeah, it's rewind time.
After the infamous toilet hoarding of 2020, things actually got way better for brands like Procter & Gamble. Now, their demand is endless for toilet paper. And because people are worried about running out, they've really leaned into the online shopping and digital marketing strategies like subscriptions to guarantee consumer loyalty down the road. This is how we find ourselves with those huge Costco-sized bags of toilet paper. Toilet paper, apparently, used to come in packages of like 2 or 3, and now it's like you can buy a bulk order of 24 rolls to have delivered to your door bi-weekly if you want. I'm not even sure if I'm exaggerating. You might be able to do that. In fact, I'm sure you can. This is America, goddammit. I can have as much butt wipe as I want. But in a way, it makes sense, right? Toilet paper is a necessity for most people in North America, and I can hear your bidet comments coming, and believe me, we're gonna get there. We're almost there. But the toilet paper story really just has started to piss me off right at this point, whatever the timestamp in this video. This is where we're not even at my least favorite part of this story. So indulge me for a minute, if you will. So maybe at this point you're saying, you know what, listen, I need to wipe my butt with something, and that's just what's available. What am I supposed to do? Hear me out. There are 2 more factors here that just make toilet paper in its current form possibly my least favorite product to have ever existed. First and foremost, it doesn't even do a good job. All right? Here's the thing. You can hate plastic straws all
No, here's my thing. You have a bunch of grown folks that don't know how to wipe their butt correctly. It's not the toilet tissue that's not doing the job. It's the human being that's not doing the job correctly. It's a daggone shame how you got to get people, you got to teach people how to wipe their butt correctly. And that's rather is no matter what they use, okay? No matter what they use. They're not doing a good job of wiping their butt correctly. Here's my thing, right? You wipe your butt after you use the bathroom. You wipe your butt if you can, because sometimes you could be at work and you can't do certain things, right? I'm gonna say that part too. But when you wipe your butt, if you're at home, you wipe your butt and either you wash your butt with soap or you get your dirty ass in the shower and wash your butt. If you at work or if you're out and you have to use the bathroom, you know, like that, then you wipe your butt with tissue and then you use the toilet wipes, because they have the toilet wipes too. Even if you have to use the baby ones, because I like the baby ones because it's really, really soft and it has such that baby smell to it and stuff like that. Even if you use that, use something. Don't just use toilet paper and then you get up and you go about your day. That's not going to work out. You grown folks need to fix that. Your butt stink. Back to the video.
All you want, but you know what? They actually did the job that they were supposed to do. We made a whole other video about paper straws if you wanted to see a video on that, but toilet paper is just like not a very good way of cleaning up your butt after you take a dump. Every single bidet company on planet Earth is going to tug on this narrative that you wouldn't clean up a mess with some little flimsy piece of paper, so why would you do that with your butt? And the problem is, it's true. Not only does it not clean you very well, but it's not comfortable. It can cause UTIs, hemorrhoids, and skin abrasions if you're having to make multiple stops in a day due to, you know, particularly spicy curry or something. And beyond it just being not very functional, it's wasteful. Look, I don't care if you think that climate change is a hoax invented by garden gnomes from the dark side of the moon. Toilet paper being made out of living trees is just dumb as shit. To send logging trucks and feller bunchers up into the mountains to cut down trees, then to have those trees pulled out of the forest, have them milled and processed and packaged, shipped around the world for you to literally wipe your ass with it? It's just insane. But that's not even the craziest part. According to our sources, the top 3 American toilet paper brands, Procter & Gamble, Kimberly-Clark, and Georgia Pacific, use 100% virgin forest fiber from Canadian forests. Like, none of them could think of another way of doing this? And that one roll of toilet paper costs 37 gallons of water to make. And I'm not trying to sound like a math teacher, but that means that the average American is using 5,217 gallons of water per year just on toilet paper, and that doesn't even include the stuff that you're using to flush the dang toilet. And to all of you people,
Well, he tried to spruce that up a little bit, but who cares about how much water that they're using on toilet paper? Because guess what? We have to pay for water, right? Isn't water is part of a bill? Water flows freely, right? Just like the trees is out in the woods being free. But they want to tamper with it and charge us for it. It's really free, but we're being charged for it. So who cares if it's using up water? We got to pay for it anyway. We pay for water anyway. I'm just saying. Back to the video.
we're thinking about saying, oh, well, hey, doesn't a bidet use water too? Yeah, it does, but unless you're spraying your dirt box with a fire hose, it's not even comparable. And then to top it all off, we shouldn't even be flushing toilet paper down the toilet. Some of the chemicals used in toilet paper interfere with the bacteria in sewage systems that help break the paper down, meaning that it's going to be more likely to clog the pipes. This whole flushable wipes debacle actually got broken down on a podcast episode that we did recently over on Patreon. Now, this podcast has been a really fun place for us to talk a little bit more in-depthly into some subject matter relating to what this channel talks about, but like in a less formal way. Right now, the podcast is behind the paywall on Patreon, but we're going to start releasing clips to give you little bits and pieces of what we're talking about over there and give you some more free content on this other channel that we've just launched. It's been a fun process working on it so far, so hopefully you enjoy it. But now back to the video. And on top of that,
So let me ask the question. Because I've heard, even my supers here say that you're not supposed to put toilet paper in the toilet. I'm trying to understand why it's called toilet paper, but okay. So you're not supposed to put toilet paper in the toilet. So you're supposed to take the toilet paper that's supposed to be made for the toilet, but put it in a trash bin. So why can't it call it trash toilet paper or something? If that's the case. Anywho, so you're supposed to wipe your butt with toilet paper and put shit in the wastebasket. This is what Afro is not going to do. I'm not going to sit here and be looking at shit sitting in a bucket. Do you know how gross that is? You got people coming in your house, you got company, but they got to go and sit on the toilet looking at shit next to the toilet in the bucket. Not only that, shit do have a smell, right? It does, right? So if you leaving shit in the bucket, that's not going to make your bathroom smell like crap? I'm trying to understand. Yeah, no, I won't be doing that. No, thank you. That's nasty. And I don't know how sanitary that is either. Because that don't sound too much like being sanitary. Back to the video.
it was already clogging pipes before because for some reason humans have this inability to gauge how much toilet paper they should be using at any one time. Like, how many times have you walked into a public bathroom, looked in the toilet and gone, what happened that you required a mound of toilet paper?
Crack that toe.
So that's where I sit on the subject of toilet paper, and now I'm going to tell you what you should do instead, because you're here. The best thing that you can do for yourself, the health, the planet, and your wallet is to buy a bidet. I personally own a Tushy bidet attachment and a standard hose attachment, and they both work really well. It just depends on your preference. Now, you can do all the research in the world if you want. There's tons of these things, many contraptions that spray water at your butt, so you gotta find what works for you. However, we do have an affiliate link for Tushy. Tushy still seems to be one of the most affordable models on the market, clocking in at just under 200 bucks. If you would like to get one,
Okay, so I have to say it. The way that that water was shooting up. Okay, so think about it. The water gonna shoot up in your butthole, right? So you got the water shooting this way. It's going all over the place, all over the place, right? But here's the thing. When it comes to women, the water is gonna be shooting all over the place, and that poop water, or whatever you want to call it, can touch the woman's vajayjay, and that right there can cause a problem. That can cause an infection right there. So I really don't think this is really all that planned out, right? Because I don't know if the water thingy, you could place it the way you want, because most of these water things that I've seen, they were placed in the back. Like back part, it's not placed in the front, so that if a woman is sitting down, so the water can go from the front to the back, not from the back to the front. So that can cause a problem in itself, but okay, whatever. I won't be doing that though. I'm not using no water, just no water. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Back to the video.
For yourself, we have a discount for you if you use the link down in the description, and we get a kickback from that, which helps support this channel. So, you know, it's kind of like a win-win-win-win-win situation, you know, if you think about it. Of course, there are more fancy, expensive options out there if you are so inclined, but this is what I've used in the past, and it works great for me. Now, I don't want to get real in the weeds here, but my last bidet tip is that if you get a bidet, you gotta invest in the bidet towels to go with it. It really makes the experience 100% better. It eliminates the need for toilet paper completely. All you do, buy the little towels, you get a little bin beside the toilet, and you do your duty, and you put them in the bucket, and you do it with your regular laundry. Like, it's that simple. Obviously, we are biased. We want you to buy the
No, that's not going to work out for me. So now you want me to use cloth, rags, whatever you want to call it, right? To wipe your butt and with shit stains on it, excuse my language, poop on it, and you want me to put it to the side. And not only that, put it in my wash machine. So I'm going to be sitting here every day washing poop. Yeah, no, that's not going to work out for me. And I should have known this is some marketing type of thing, you know, but I mean, some things is for some people, and that right there just not it for Afro Goddess. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. I get grossed out too quick. So no, that's not going to work out for me. I think I pass on that one. You know, I think I would use the toilet paper and wipe my butt really clean, and then use the baby wipes to go behind that, and then after that, wash my butt with soap and water, whether it's over the sink or I'm getting my ass in the shower. Either case, soap and water will be used. There will be no wipe your butt and pull your clothes up. No. Now, like I said, if you're out and about or something like that, that's something different. But at least you use the soft baby wipes behind that. You don't just wipe your butt with tissue and pull your clothes up. No, you're gonna leave. You just might leave some residue behind. This is why I say, you know, you got to go to class to even wipe your butt, people. Come on, man, get it together. Back to the video.
tushy stuff so that you support this channel, but I just hope that you clean your butt responsibly, you know what I'm saying? And if you have to buy toilet paper, which I know that we all do, like I got toilet paper upstairs. You think I don't own toilet paper? We all gotta do it, but buy it from a company, if you can, that is better. A personal favorite of mine is a company called Who Gives a Crap. They offer a subscription model product, and they have recycled and bamboo toilet paper, which is much better for the planet. And they're a registered B Corporation, and they have carbon neutral shipping. There is a lot of companies out there making better toilet paper available to more people, so maybe there's something local to you if you want to check it out. But either way, I hope this video helped you in your journey towards a cleaner butt. And if you liked what you watched, like it literally, subscribe, and we'll see you next week for another episode.
Nah, man, you just confused me. You confused me and I was grossed out. Okay, and the confusing part is you say that using toilet paper isn't a good thing, blah, 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 but you got toilet paper in your house? Yeah, that's a contradiction a little bit, sir. But, hey. Anyway, that concludes this video, everybody. Thank you so much for stopping through. Please hit the like button and share this video. Look forward to more of my reaction videos to come. And leave a comment. I like to read comments. Some of y'all be leaving comments and I have to straighten you out, but it doesn't matter. I still like to read the comments. So, Until next time, everybody, please be safe out there. Peace. Afro Goddess is out.